Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, it's 4 a.m. here on the 2nd of January. For you folks, it's still the 1st of January. So Happy New Year. I hope all your dreams and wishes come true. And most of all, I hope you're happy and with family and with friends and loved ones. And just have yourself an amazing day, amazing weekend. And again, a great 2023. Even though 2022, I hope, was a great year as well. But yeah, 4 a.m. Well, what are you doing up at 4 a.m., Dawn? Well, it's because when I got back to my room yesterday, around 4 p.m., I finally crashed. That's right. I've slept for almost 12 hours now. So let me describe my past basically 24 hours. I woke up in the morning on the 29th and I got that message from Air Canada saying they cannot print out my boarding passes, that they need to check, meet somebody at the terminal when I get there and talk to somebody when I get to the terminal. And I go, okay, that's never happened to me before. And I travel, like I said, I've traveled everywhere in the world. I've never not been able to print out my passports with Air Canada. My first worry was because of all the delays the week before I flew, with all the storms and everything that were going on. Somehow I got bumped from my flight, or something's changed, or I got out of my seat or something. So needless to say, I got to the airport and I handed her my passport. She said, "Hi, how are you? And how are you today? And oh, you're a frequent traveler, and congratulations on being super elite with Air Canada now. And we just want to welcome you and just had to verify your passport because you're such a frequent traveler. Now that you've reached a certain status, every once in a while they're going to ask you to come in and show your passport and things like that, because the customs and immigration and the border security people are always checking when there's one person traveling multiple times a month and to different various places around the world because of illegal activities and smuggling and things like that. They just like to verify that my passport matched me, and apparently that's all it was. So, okay, it matched me. I'm not a smuggler, so everything was okay. And then I just had a couple delays. I had a couple delays on my flights. The first flight was delayed about 20 minutes. The second flight was delayed just about a half hour. But besides that, the flight went smoothly. The flight was good. Not very many bumps and things around. The food was good on board. My second flight, they gave me this chicken pot pie as a snack in the middle of the night, which was delicious. And the flight attendants were great. Nothing to complain at all. Beautiful plane, good service, and I got to lie down a little bit. Now, as y'all know, the second flight was about 15 hours. This first flight was 6. So I was in the air 20 hours, 21 hours. All in told, with a 6-hour layover in Vancouver. So it was a long, long day. Now, I was in the lie flat seats. I was able to lie down a bit and get some rest. But as you know, you're not sleeping like a baby on these things. You'll drift off, but then you'll wake up again with the plane shakes a little bit with turbulence. So I got some rest, but not a lot. And then, of course, I landed in Australia, and the disembarkation in Australia from the flight was so easy compared to the hoops that I had to jump in to just come here, with the different visa transactions and things like that you needed, and I had to qualify for certain things for this press trip. And then I got here and I'm walking off and here's over here you have this little computer terminal. Would you like to try and pre-scan if you're acceptable? Walked over the terminal, put my passport in, clicked a couple buttons, printed out a ticket, walked up to the next section. She saw my ticket. She said, okay, you can go through here. I went through a separate exit, walked through the exit. I put my ticket in this other computer. The door opened. I took my ticket back. I went over to the lady, waited for my luggage. My luggage came out. I had my ticket and my form from the airplane that they hand out, that you have declaration form that you had to fill out. And I walked up to her and she says, anything to declare? I go, nope. And she took my ticket. She took my form. Have a nice time. And that was it. Like this. Lickety split. It was terrific. And then I jumped in a cab. Gentleman drove me to my hotel, the Marriott Sydney Harbor. Beautiful hotel. Nice hotel room. Pretty spacious. It's a little bit... It seems like a modern hotel in a lot of the ways, but there are some unique differences. Like in the bathroom, it still has those turn handles, like with the spokes, kind of like this, that you turn like you'd expect to see in a maybe a bed and breakfast someplace in Maine or something like that. And then what really caught me off guard is I set my computer down. I was checking to see if I had any information for my cruise, because things are changing all the time. And all of a sudden my power starts to die off, and it's plugged in. Here in Australia, they have buttons beside the outlets, and you actually have to click the outlet to get the plug to work. There's a little button above. If you don't do that, there's no power going through, which is completely foreign to me, but apparently that's kind of like a safety thing, so kids don't stick their, fingers or forks or whatever into it. Okay. But I didn't know the button was there. Like, it's a very small little button, just black. It doesn't light up. It's nothing, and it's just attached. And kind of strange to me. Kind of blew me away. But here I am. I've made it to Australia. We I wasn't to bed yet, so hadn't gone to bed. And then we decided we had to head down to get our tickets. And off we went, and we're heading down to our tickets, and we get about, I'd say about 500 yards away from the hotel, and bam, I forgot my tickets. So I had to run back to the hotel. Yep, there they are, right where I left them. All right, I went back to the hotel room, and I got my tickets. Like an idiot, I forgot him. Now we gotta find Tony. He's around here somewhere. So there, I got my tickets. Then we continued to walk, and we got to the ferry area. It is Captain Cook. There were a lot of boats there, and a lot of them were real party boats. You knew they were putting on a spread, and those ones were thousands of dollars for the night to go on. Well, we didn't go on those. It was expensive enough because we booked it so last minute. But we parked ourselves at the aft of the ship, right in the corner, and we were sitting there, standing there pretty much the entire day. So we are on at 7:30, and we got back to the dock around 1:30. So we were standing for all that time. Now the tickets did say smart casual. So I said, okay, I put on some good dress shoes, and I put on some good clothes, and Tony did as well. And then we found out, people were in shorts and jeans, and it didn't matter. They didn't care. They didn't check anything. Well, by the end of the night, my feet were killing me so much. Remember, I hadn't really been to sleep in 24 hours now. And, 30 some hours now, really. And my feet were now starting to kill me. So, but out we went, and we were parked on the left-hand side of the bridge, if you're looking from Sydney, and the Opera House is on the far side. A lot of people, we were a little disappointed with this, because we know that the better view we're told, the better views from the Opera House side, and we were worried, okay, well, I guess this is cheaper cruise, this is where we're going to be. So we did see some fireworks from that side. It started at 9 o'clock, and this is kind of like for the families with young children and everything who want to get back home. Now remember, in downtown Sydney, there's about 1.5 million people come down to watch the fireworks at different various locations. But some things did surprise me, like the boats all synchronized their lighting systems on board over the water to go along with the fireworks. Like, they're color coordinated. That was so cool. I was not expecting that. And the first fireworks were quite nice. We enjoyed them a lot. They were beautiful and everything. But again, we had that little disappointment going on. And after the 9 o'clock fireworks, no one could really move on the boat too much, because everyone had moved chairs and moved tables to be with groups of people and that, and we were kind of blocked into our corner. We could not go for a drink if we wanted a drink, or just a soda, anything. Could not move. There was no wait staff on board. They were bartenders, but there was really no wait staff. Just the crew going around, making sure everybody didn't fall overboard, kind of thing. But then they started something that I wasn't expecting, is kind of what they call the boat parade, where all the tour boats and everything from our side, and there were about 20 or so, formed a parade, all with their lights coordinated and everything, and went all along the coast, under the bridge, and then out past in front of the Opera House. And I got a really beautiful close-up view of the Opera House. We saw how crowded the area was and how packed in tight everybody was to watch the fireworks in some locations near the bridge. And those people, some of them had been there 2 days, by the way, sitting there to get that spot. And we parked out, and now suddenly we're on the right-hand side, where we can see the Opera House and the bridge. But for some reason, our boat always seemed to be at the back of the quay, shall you say, where everybody else, all the other boats were in front of us, except for maybe one or two. And I don't know if it was because of the size of our boat. We were a 3-deck boat, but it didn't look. They looked like there's some other boats the same size as ours. But I think it also depended on how much you paid, depending on how closer you got to the fireworks. But we were in the back, but still, the fireworks were amazing. If you saw my video yesterday, the fireworks were gorgeous, loud, all over the place. It wasn't, they were behind us, they were in front of us. I'm gonna, when I get a chance, I have a 360 view of the fireworks from the ship as well. I will try and put that up because, and edit that so you can see the whole fireworks all around us. It wasn't just in front of us, there were more behind us as well. But it was spectacular, spectacular thing. The whole day was terrific. And we got back to our room around 2 a.m. in the morning. And we had to be up for 8 o'clock the next morning because our friend Kyle was bringing us around to see some of the wildlife here in Australia and do the tower tour. I'll talk about that on another video because this one's running a little long. But I just wanted to say, yeah, I'm here. I've made it. The city is absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. I don't remember it clearly from the last time I was here because it's like 16 years. But it is absolutely gorgeous, and I wish I had way more time than 1 day to spend here. Like a day and a half is not enough because, as I just mentioned, we were out and about today on New Year's Day from 8 o'clock, and I got back to my room around 4, and then I said, okay, I'm just going to curl up and crawl into bed for a little bit, and I was out till 4 o'clock in the morning, 12 hours solid. But I guess my bed was pretty comfortable, or I was just drop dead tired. But there was a lot of walking, well over my 10,000 steps in a day, a lot of it uphill, and but it was beautiful. I'll share today with you, and I'll share embarkation. That should be interesting with all the protocols back in place on the cruise ship as well. Our friend Ian is going to pick us up and drive us to the cruise port. Such a gentleman, like going out of his way this much. And then when I talk about today, I'm going to talk about the process we had to do to get on the ship and the COVID policies, because it's really strange, but they were accepted. So I'll go into that in another video. But in the meantime, I'm a little pudgy. It's long days and it's early in the morning still. But I wanted to say and come on, and I have to wish everybody just the best New Year possible. Happy New Year, everybody. And I hope you had an amazing New Year's Eve. Not too amazing. Not like some of the people I saw trying to struggle home here in Australia. I made the comment to Tony that, oh my goodness, there are a lot of beautiful people here in Sydney. Like, everyone's dressed to the teeth, right? It's New Year's Eve, and I'm walking along the waterways, and the women are gorgeous. The men are dressed to the teeth. They're handsome. Everybody's looking their best. On the way home at 2 in the morning, the walk was quite different. They weren't all looking their best. Quite a few disheveled, not being made home very easy, and being assisted by other people, and just totally out of it. Totally out of it. Not causing problems or anything like that, but just totally out of no idea where they were. Not as pretty then. Well, folks, any way you spent your New Year's Eve, I really do hope you had a great time, and then I hope this year is just the best year ever for you and your family. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2023.